Welcome. It's always a pleasure to be here sharing vital information that we need in order for us to succeed in this world. Share this information with your children, your brothers, your sisters, your aunt, your friends, your cousin, everyone that is involved in your life, and you say you love them. If the most priceless gift you can give any human being is information that will help them to live a successful life. Nobody wants to fail in this life, but we do, because why? We've been given the wrong information. So again, subscribe, follow, share, because when you do that, you pass it on to your family and friends. At least they have the option to utilize this information. Okay, so be kind and share with them. So what we're going to discuss today is that there are women who are saying that there are some women are not meant to be married. Listen to that again. They are not meant to be married. First, let me ask you a question. Where in the Torah, the Old Testament, it says that? Where does it say that? Second, God created Adam and Eve and said, go and be fruitful. Adam and Eve were married. They were husband and wife. God created them to be husband and wife. So where are you getting this from? I'm going to tell you where you're getting this from. One is because you're listening to the snake, the serpent, because the serpent deceived Eve and had her eat from the tree because she thought she was going to get something different than what she had. And what did she do? She destroyed the entire thing. But of course, she's not the only one to blame. Adam is to blame as well. And what does Eve did? She blamed the snake, and Adam blamed Eve. So we love to blame. We don't like to take responsibility why this relationship failed. It failed, ladies and gentlemen, because you went and got someone who did not belong to you. And there's other reasons too. But you went according to your desire, your look, your standard that has nothing to do, or that's in the Bible, is why it failed. And now, to make yourself feel good, that's all you're doing, to make yourself feel good, you have to say some women are not to be married. But of course, there are another side to that. There is something called reincarnation, if you have or have not heard of this. And Eliezer said to God, please do not let me be born in that generation. God was showing him the future. Don't let me be born in that generation. Well, what does he mean, don't let me be born in that generation? Because he saw the dark time that we are in today, and he didn't want to be in that generation. And this is where we get as well that reincarnation is real. But again, we are not here. We all are not new to this world. We've been here over and over. And every one of us is here because we have a deficiency. If you don't know what your deficiency is, speak to your mother, speak to your father, speak to your children. They will tell you what's wrong with you. Just like you as a parent can tell your children what is wrong with them, what they need to fix. Same way is your parents, your friends, your spouse, they can tell you what your problem is. And this is what you're here for, to fix those problems. Again, you're not going to get the man or the woman that is for you. You have these issues going on, because why? It would be a punishment to a good man for God to put you with a good man. You say, well, it's not fair. Well, let me ask you a question. Would you want God to give your son or your daughter someone that's not good? You know your daughter is a good girl. You know your son is a good boy. Would you want them to be with someone that's not good? Answer is no. Well, guess what? That applies to you too. Because that's somebody else's son that's going to be with you. That's somebody else's daughter that's going to be with you. So they want the same thing for their children the same way you want the same thing. Now, the other thing about reincarnation is when you are brought back into this world, you are reincarnated to fix your character flaws. That's the general rule for every human being in this world. We all have defects. We have morals, issues. We have all these character flaws, that is negative character flaws that human beings possess, and we are here to fix it. If you look at Abraham and Moses, it took Abraham 40 years to remove all the character flaws that man has. 40 years. Moses, it took Moses 80 years to remove all the character flaws that man had. That's why he was called the most humble person, and he became a vessel for God to use to do God's will. So you came back here. This is not your first time being reincarnated. So meaning that another reason you're not getting married is because there are people who did things in the previous life, and because you might have hurt a man or a woman, well, we stick with the women because they say they're not meant to be married. You might have hurt a man in your previous life, and your punishment is to come back into this world to get a man that's going to hurt you in return. It's an eye for an eye. Think about what I'm saying. Eye for an eye. You may have done taking a man's from a wife, that would be another one, from a husband, from another woman, and because she lost her husband to you in the previous life, now you have to go in this world without a husband. It's not that you were not meant to get married. At some degree, it sounds like it, because God did not say a woman is not supposed to get married. He never said that. Matter of fact, that is the blueprint. The blueprint, everybody's supposed to be married. And the reason why it looks like your interpretation is because you're listening to the stupid people out there. Because why? They're losers. Unfortunately, that's what losers do. They have to drag other people into their loser circle mentality. A loser is someone who's going against what God. And this person knows nothing, or these people, but yet, look at their lives. It's falling apart. But again, every time you go against God's word, you will always lose. You're going to end up being a loser, guaranteed. Abraham, if you look at Moses, he was punished. Why? He didn't listen to God. You look at King Solomon, he was punished as well. Didn't listen to God. King David also. Now, they did slightly things, I don't want to go into it, but just to give you an example, these great men, they were punished for little things. And you who are doing, well, way beyond, probably, I don't know you, sin, and you think you're not going to be punished? The world does not work like that. It's because you don't have the information, the right information to conduct yourself for you to have the life you want. And another thing, again, is that reincarnation, meaning that while you're here, you're supposed to fix those things. If you can't get married, that means there's something wrong, you doing wrong, you done wrong in the past, in the previous life, and you have to fix that in order for God to give you the blessing that you want. You have to fix it. If you fix it, now again, I'm not God, but that's why we're here. And then God, if you notice, that's what he did. He had all the Jews, once they fix and repair and come back to God, God blessed them. But when they left God, God punished them. And that's the Jewish. He called them his children. So if God's going to punish his children, the Jews, what do you think going to happen to us? The past, the Torah, the Old Testament is to teach us lessons, how God interact with us, how God runs this world. His rules does not change. Marriage will never change. What he instituted is for eternity. In heaven, it's announced who's going to marry who. It's announced before you come to this world. It's announced who's going to marry who. It may say Victor is going to marry so-and-so. But I come down first. The man's soul comes down first. But the angel announced each person is supposed to get married. But again, there are other reasons why you did not get married, did not get the person that you wanted to. But these are some things you need to consider. If you want that, you have to fix your character flaws. That's the goal of every human being. That's what Abraham did. It took him 40 years for him to fix his character flaws. Moses, it took him 80 years to fix his character flaws. You see? So it's not something that's going to happen overnight. So again, ladies and gentlemen, this is why it's not working for us, because why? We haven't made ourselves into the vessel to receive the blessing God wants to give to us. If you look at the Old Testament, they were punished because they were not made themselves into a vessel. You have to line your will with God's will if you want to get that blessing. Yes, you can get that beautiful marriage, because marriage is beautiful because God designed it. We just have to do what's right to get that. And I see you next time. God bless. Remember, follow, share,